So you wanna welcome back to another FGO Thirstday, and we're gonna start off with Bu. Okay, it's Bu. Yeah, do not pursue him. You have been. It always reminds me when I'm playing like some of the older Dynasty Warrior games. Every single time Bu appeared, he was a fucking menace. It was insane to deal with, and it was literally, do not pursue him. You've been warned. But FGO, will he have the same kind of fear bringing him? At least he have fancy... Dude, is his shoulder pads literally blades? So if he... Oh my god, he just spin around and kill people. He do that, doesn't he? I wouldn't be surprised at all. And... not the most expressive character, but then again, Berserker. Berserker! They tend not to be the most expressive characters, sadly. If they're not females. If you know what I mean. So I like the purple color scheme. Actually, that is... really like it. And I will say, first, when I saw Bu, I was like, whoa, he looks so weird. He look weird. But he's the kind of character that really grew on me. And he's on my list of characters I want to grail. One day. It's a bit down, because I have lots of other characters I want to grail first, but he is on that list, and especially after the animation update and all that. That was fucking neat. Exploding from his head. His hair going really wild. Berserker, Bu Fengxiang. Male Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Say, I would like more characters from the Three Kingdoms. I mean, like Cao Cao and oh god, there's so many characters from there. I'm trying to remember them, but Guan Yu and stuff like that. Really interesting. Strength A, Endurance A+, damn. Agility B, Mana C, Luck C, well, plus. MPA. Yasuo Kunihiko also was Leech Event. Eric Blood. Oh, wait, Hector and Darius. Really? Hector, Bloodaxe, and Darius? What? It's kind of interesting because if you're listening to like Bu and Darius, they do sound very different. Well, maybe not super different, but even if both have like, they still sound rather different. So I didn't even know it was the same. And not to mention Hector. Damn. Fade Extra. Oh yeah, that's true. Oh man, I remember that. Rani. Was it right that had Bu? Yeah, it was. It was Rani. Mad Enhancement A. Ranks up parameters, but deprived of the majority of reason. Who needs reason anyway? It's overrated. Personal skill Bravery B. That's a Pokemon. The ability to make mental interference such as intimidation, confusion, or fascination have no effect. Also, it has the effect of increasing melee damage. However, since he has currently become a Berserker, his bravery is dampened in comparison to his original him. Dude, I would love a rider Bu. That would be insane. I imagine it would be insane. Because wasn't it him that had this horse, the red hair? Or was it Guan Yu? Or was both having red hair? Because I remember one of these two had that horse. And it was a super horse of some sort. Natural Rebellious Spirit. B. The nature of him not staying at one place, nor to embrace one lord. He is not the vessel of a king, but a wandering star that can't find his own king. Negate charisma of the same rank. Or maybe he's supposed to be his own king. All men are king, I say. Ringleader of turbulent times. A. A rowdy general. What? Also translated as ruthless warrior of turbulent times. The curse of unexplained skill was present at the beginning of FGOs. Yeah. I mean, okay. Thanks for the deep explanation about this skill. That is just bad. Like, come on. Oh no, that's just sad. Bu. I mean, I guess Bu is not a very popular character, so to speak, against many others. So I guess he doesn't get the same attention to details as others. God Force. 5 soldiers of the War Guild. God Force. The true name of the Hotengakiki that Lu Bu was said to use. A weapon of mass destruction that is multiple weapon with 6 forms: slash, thrust, blow, mow, sweep, and shoot. That sounds like a kinky porn move there. This is the porn move with Lano. Slash, thrust, blow, mow, sweep, and shoot. In that order. Okay, Heavenly Hellbent or Sky Piercer. Unsure if it's Hodengeki, or Hodengeki. Correct me. I have no idea. I just know he has a big stabber. That's the only thing I know. But that is pretty cool, actually. An artificial novel founded device of the super strategy Shengong. Oh, Shengong would be cool. That isn't... Oh, wait, I remember that name. Since the ancient Chinese god of war Shi Yu... He just make me think on that Rush Hour when they are in this like Chinese martial art place, dojo, and he's like, I'm me, he's you. It's so dumb, but I just love it. Because, I mean, it is obviously for non-Chinese, I mean, when you say you, I mean like, you, not like a name. But then again, I mean, language, it's different, it's fun. A different weapon in his 6 arm. Except a cannon. In his 6... Wait, he has 6 arms? Where are they hiding? He's like a fucking Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Lu Bu do things like a spider. He's climbing everywhere. He's shooting web, because he has a cannon. Oh, Lu Bu, the Spider-Man. However, its verity has been lost due to the influence of becoming a berserk, and only forces of lance, thrust, and cannon shoot remain. In addition, it's an all-purpose feathers that make use of all the characteristics of large two-handed weapons. But Hotengakeki is in fact a weapon of the Northern Song Dynasty era. It didn't exist by the time Lu Bu was active. Indeed, it's a strong army born from 4,000 years of Chinese romance. Damn. And dude, he doesn't even have the entire thing. He just have 2 out of like 6. Dude, if they make like a Lu Bu rider, I think he fucking deserves to be a 5-star and just annihilate with his MP like. That would be cool. Personality. Known as a strong command in history of China, and having qualification for the 5 classes: Lancer, Rider, Assassin, Berserker, and Archer. He's a servant that doesn't bring shame to the name of Pillar. See? Perfect! They will have everything. Let's go with that! Make it happen! Having lost his reason and cogitation due to having become a Berserker, it doesn't show humanity. Does most of Berserkers do that? Well, most Berserkers don't do that. However, he has an appearance that makes one think of a long-marching, indomitable and brave general with gorgeous armor. Moreover, having strengthened his pyramids in exchange for losing his reason, because he's in a peculiar state of the Berserker class in which most of the techniques cultivated in life become unusable, his expertise in all martial arts from when he was alive is in a damaged state. I don't want to be like that, but however, his appearance makes one think long marching, indomitable, brave general. That is not a personality. That's appearance. I'm just saying. That's not a personality trait. Just me being silly there, but goddamn, there's actually a lot about his personality, so to say. That influence appears in his noble's phantasm as well and drastically power it down. But in exchange, the skill and nature of the rebellious spirit is sealed, since the nature of rebellious spirits indicate a disposition to go against the Lord. The heroic spirit won't betray the master as long as it's sealed, though Berserker is a servant whose reason has been stumbling is more loyal to the master. This is a rare case of the characteristic of the Berserker class being used right. Oh, how about that? When someone is Berserk in a Moon Holy Grail War, he goes through equalization with his master and becomes more machine-like in comparison to other Berserkers. Honestly, it's kind of scary actually when I think about it. The appearance purports a living fortress that is half man, half machine. Roar. Furthermore, he recognizes all the other masters serve as enemies and think they must be destroyed. Isn't that the idea of the thing? And someone leave his master's control. In the battle with Lancer, that it became an extended development due to the difference between the enemy master and the own master. In this time in which came to the situation of crisis due to action taken by the master, he bought time through movement that could not describe as self-judgment, and moved to protect his master. That was impossible as a berserker, but it was obvious behavior as a warrior. Almost 10 years later, but since Brave is also sealed, doesn't mean Lubu didn't actually have any personal skills in extra? That's a good question, actually. Then again, we didn't get to see much personality at all, actually, as I remember from Lubu in Fate Extra. So, we didn't get too much, actually, about his personality, though we did get about him in Fate Extra, like, he's, like, with Rani, like a little bit like a machine, you know. He's like, which is, when you think about it, Berserker that you can control like that is kind of terrifying, actually. But I would love to see, like, we have the possibility of Lancer, Rider, Assassin, Archer as well. That would be so cool to see. But then we get more Yeens and stuff like that. I mean, I still think, I mean, all the Interside and stuff like that, I just would love to see other characters, especially, like, low star servants, like, Lubu, like, Romulus, Blackbeard, of course, Taiga and stuff like that, getting a little bit more, you know, a little bit more love. I would like to see that, because that definitely bring up the characters itself, in many ways. Motivation, attitude towards the master. As the Berserker class showed, he has an attitude that makes him nothing but loyal servant to the master that has summoned him. A servant without reason and loyal to his master has no words to say, exists only as a weapon and only slaughter thy enemies. My favorite thing, slaughtering thy enemies. However, he'll also do some of the things like voluntarily protecting his master without being ordered. That are unexpected for a servant of the Berserker class. Seriously, that is sweet. That is sweet. If in life he was one to repeatedly betray, he was also one to dedicate his life to the love of one woman. Tigers and wolves. Crouching tiger, hidden dragon? But don't talk. Tiger wolves cry, but don't talk, okay? Lubu Fengxiang only shows his circumstances through actions, and whichever his true feelings are, there's no falsehood in his reputation as peerless. Can also mean cruel and greedy brute, but its translation literally is in this context, okay. Well, that is something I really liked. I don't remember when it was. It was way back. Either if it was an event or something, and there was Lubu there, and where he was surprisingly sweet in a way. That was where I started like, oh man, he's such a nice boy. That's how it sounds like. Historical, oh god, it can be a lot. It's not a lot actually. A mysterious servant whose identity can't absolutely be known at first glance. Huge and strong. I mean, I don't want to brag, but I could be mean. His identity is the recurring general that appears in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Is Lubu Fengxiang, praised as peerless, flying general, and among men Lubu. What a surprise! The flying general, actually, I do remember. I don't think he did fly though, but then again, what do I know? A person that performed deeds unbelievable in a China that respected Confucian morality, like cutting down his foster father twice and repeating an act of betrayal several times. But his exploiting deeds of arms did not allow others to catch up with him, and his reasonable counted as the strongest above the rest in the world of the Three Kingdoms. Roaming about the central plain with a repeating treason, he went through many battles, but in the end he was betrayed by a subordinate, and was attacked and defeated by enemy general Cao Cao. Oh, there we have Cao Cao. He was executed. His greed was strong, boasted about being the strongest, and only depend on himself. But in the end he could only let his guard down with a strategist Shen Gong, who efficiently made use of him for tactics. And known as his weapon, those cockroach antennae that he has, with bare minimum knowledge of Free Cream, can guess. Come on. Yeah, that is true, actually. Even if I didn't guess on the weapon, seeing like the antenna thing, that is such a thing that I've seen, like all Lubus I've seen in games and stuff before. So, and he's seriously considering this. There is probably no more famous Chinese warrior than Lu Bu. Possible, I guess, like Guan Yu and stuff like that. But I do think Lu Bu is, without doubt, is the most known. And they put him like a free... It is literally like Romulus, how they make him a free star servant when he's such an insane character, actually, when you think about it, like the importance of him in among Romans, stuff like that. And I think that is a little bit sad, because I know, of course, the stars doesn't represent how good or strong or famous a servant is. Obviously not in the game, because otherwise Blackbeard would be a 5-star. Let's be honest. He's the most famous fucking pirate ever. Even more famous than Jack Sparrow. But still, I think I would love to see another Lu Bu, you know? Like a rider, like... That would be cool. Or a lancer, seriously. Please, make it happen. I want that to see. Scenario in past works. Appears in Fate Extra. His master is Rani because of his predestination as a berserker, or because he just shouted and didn't have any lines to be logged. In the end, it couldn't be known that what kind of personality he had. Angry? No reason. Isn't that literally what they are? Nevertheless, in spite of being under the effect of mad enhancement, he takes action to protect his master. And he's just like the berserker of the Fate series. Also, Rani had a face similar to a wife that loved the madness, this warrior, Diao-chan. One of the 4 beauties of China, whose existence is still debated, though most agree she never really existed. She manipulated him in order to kill his foster father, Dong Shu Dong, which was kind of a dick. I mean, his name is literally Dong. Of course he was a dick. But that would actually be an interesting character as a servant. Because I would actually like to see it could be a nice interaction. Could be an assassin for some reason, something like that. And who exists and is still the most aggression ever, really. I mean, let's be fair. We have Sherlock Holmes that never existed. We have Arthur that never existed. At least what we know about. So there's plenty of characters that doesn't exist that we have. So I want to see that stop in this game. And related characters, Mordred. 3 times a superb courage. But the dynamity we build, it can't compete with me. Dude, Lu Bu is totally a JoJo character. I'm just saying. Babash, wait, what? A magnificent ambition, a perfect fuselage, good together. Take contact with Shingon. Dude, I would actually like to see Babash and Lu Bu like bro fisting like. Psh. Nicholas Tesla, 3 times. An extraordinary talented man, however meager. Give that electric power to me. Oh no, it's a new evolved Lu Bu. It's Fun the Boo. Oh gosh. Comment from the illustrator. I thought that since the size of his body is large, wouldn't it look great with parts of small changes? So I just seemed so that the chain of the pressure based on the color change. I drew the raging hair of the first stage to give him a feeling of making this strong Lu Bu go even further beyond. A Super Saiyan. It was so much fun. Actually, just even stronger, but Dragon Ball Siege. Yeah, I think that is just good. Translated, this is not even my final form. And Tato, see what he writes. Decided to make clear on what their translate notes and such looks pretty good to me. I guess as usual, I wish we had Lu Bu that is a bus. I agree. It's fun as I translate for the most part thanks to Shengon Dictionary. Well, that's pretty good actually. Actually give him a bit of depth to him compared to other Zergs. Here's a wish to see him in different classes. Slay me, Lu Bu, but let me see some sick design also. He was Eric, screw Blackbeard all that. Bye-bye. No! I refuse! Cut that out! I want to delete this. I can't! I have not the power to do that! Fuck you, Potato! But, yeah, seriously, I would love to see Lu Bu in another class with more, more Lu Bu, seriously. Considering his fame and the character and what he is and all that power he represents. And as said, I would love that. And as said, Berserker Lu Bu, I do kind of like. His character that had grown on me a bit, actually. I remember the first time I used him, I think it was in Babylonia. It was one of these random, I just went with like a bunch of random berserkers and lost the battle against Enkidu. I think that was the first time I used him. But seeing him and all that now, after all this time, I do really, really like growing on him. Especially the purple design is fucking sick, actually. I like that one. Purple blue, I guess. So I do hope we get more Lu Bu in the future. And in general, in the game, I do like him. It would be fun to see like Shengong and stuff like that in the game as well. To have like, you know, or what was that lady's name? You know, her in the game as well. Ching Chang, Diao Chan was her name. Diao Chan. I would actually like that. I mean, I know I say that pretty much about every single character that appears. Like, oh, that would be cool, Seven. That would be cool. And I know, but it would be fun. Come on, guys. I think most of you agree with me. And next one is Spartacus. Sex oppression. Ah, yes, Spartacus. Ah, my man in a thong and wielding a spike dildo. I do remember him first time whenever I saw him in Fade Up Krypha. How fucking terrified I was over him. Because he's literally like running around in iron thongs and like... and he has... Especially when he uses MP in Fade Up Krypha. That is fucking sick in many ways. And... it doesn't feel it doesn't look like it's very comfortable to wear that, and it do look like something from some BDSM game. Like, well, Spartacus, where have you been? I have been doing BDSM to save them from oppression. Nice ass. It's a bit flat. I want more round butt cheeks, Spartacus. You need to work on that. I just assume he have a jetpack. Like. Then again, it reminds me when he was in the event, Up Krypha event, and he's like climbing up the rope. I like the helmet though, actually. I think that's pretty neat. His final ascension is pretty nice, actually. Though, honestly, I feel like the Iron Balls is a little bit, I mean, I understand it's supposed to be like, I know, since he was a slave and gladiator and stuff like that. Though, honestly, you know what I would actually like with this? I would actually like, in a way, it would be reversed. Like, maybe not completely, but like in his first form, it would be lots of chains and all these iron balls, you know, like that is you know, because he's a slave, he's a gladiator, stuff, shit like that. And the more he ascend, the less of these chains he has, because, you know, he's fighting himself free. I think that would be actually a nice touch to it, you know? Maybe it's just me, though, but I think that would be cool. Spartacus, historical, Rome! 221 centimeters, weight 165 kilos. Damn! Also, it would be cool to see, like, a saber Spartacus. That would be cool. Strength A, Constitution EX, Agility D, Magic E, Lucky D, NPC. NPC A... and Tsurok, voice, Satoshi, reminded Gals, Arash, and Galigula. Oh, dude. Seriously? See, these voice actors, they are so fucking talented. Man, I wish I could voice like them. I need to train on that. Fade Up Krypha. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Man Enhancement EX. Rank up parameters but take away reason for the most part. While Spartacus is able to converse even as he has Med Enhancement, he's always fixated to the thought of always choosing the most difficult of paths. Realistically speaking, a mutual understanding of intention with him is impossible. That's not like my brain. Like, you want to like, oh, we're gonna solve it. My brain like, which is the hardest way to do things? Let's do that, eh? Personal skill, honor of suffering. That sounds kinky. When Spartacus' body, we go from B to B+. Body as a servant is healed by means of magic. The required magic energy consumption is reduced to the fourth of how much it normally would take. Also, even without the use of magic, each time a period lapse, it's automatically healed. Yeah, nice. He's a heal bot. Indomitable Will A. The exceedingly firm will that never ever yield against any kind of pain, despair, or situation. Possesses a resistance against physical and mental damage. However, said resistance does not hold against illusion sorts of attacks induced by others. For example, there would be a resistance against them for falling into a pitfall, but there would be none against an illusion make the pitfall look like the ground. Oh no, damn illusions! Crying warmonger, howl at the wounded beast. Maximum target 1,000. Crying warmonger. Yes, I remember that one. Pretty messy. Continuously activate the type Noble Fantasy. It is able to convert a portion of damage inflicted by enemy into magic energy and accumulate within the body. The amassed magic energy can be used to boost Spartacus' abilities against strong servants and such. Perhaps even his very body itself would end up being transformed. In a different work, he eventually become a meat lump of an amorphous creature, completely destroying a giant fortress with one blow. Yeah, I remember that. They turned like something from fucking Resident Evil. And I do actually like his MP now in the game, in FGO, since they made this animation update on it. That was really nice. I really like it. And yeah, I mean, his MP is pretty bonkers, especially when you think about it in anime, so to speak, rather than the game, because in the game, of course, there's limits more than they in like novel anime stuff like that. Considering that, you know, taking damage, do more damage. Character, we love Uncle Spartacus. What? We do? And we will always smile with a happy grin. Well, always smiling no matter what the condition, are just going to be scary instead. To eradicate oppressors, such an attitude is surprisingly gentle, manly. He's an austere warrior with no obsession towards battle and complete without interest for riches and prestige. Huh. That's pretty nice actually when you think about it. Though they didn't really write much about his personality, but then again, he has a little bit like the Blackbeard thing going on, as many characters, well, many more, well, less popular characters that focus on a few things, like in Spartacus' cases, oppression kind of memes and stuff like that. It's good that too, but you know, it's fun to see them hopefully work out more with that. Motivates and attitude towards master. As long as he's not an oppressive, as long as he's not a high-handed, as long as it's not a coercion purpose as an order, as long as the master does not do anything that would make him feel displeasure, it should be alright. Probably. Maybe. Yes, thank you. I'm feeling very safe with this guy. Ha 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 ha! Oppressors! Ha 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 ha! Let us go! My love is exploding! Oh man, is he nodding? Oh no. Berserker Spartacus! A bit sad this may be, but are you an oppressor? No, I am me. I don't want to die. Historical a gladiator of ancient Rome who raised a rebellion. His name is Spartacus. Together with his comrades, he made an escape from the gladiator training grounds and organized a rebel army. Before long, many other gladiators and slaves gathered beneath him as they became a large army. It marked the beginning of the Third Servile War. The rebel army, swelling in ranks, commanded by Spartacus, had managed to secure consecutive victories. But before long, Rome also organized its very own large army. Yeah, they were famous. Holy shit, he has lots of story going on here. The rebel army, which had scars, battle spears on top of having children elderly within, it was unable to oppose them and was annihilated. Spartacus' remains had not been found. One theory states that he had been mangled by the fierceness of the battle. Spartacus' battle had almost always been against the strong. They are very overwhelmed by the soldiers of Rome know of their strength, even in numbers. Within the pressure of facing such powerful enemies, of the request for aid from his subordinates, of the depths of everyone who had gathered there, he should mislead them. Spartacus had laughed as he continued fighting. Oh, ha 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 ha! Stab. He's not fond of fighting, nor is he fond of victory. It seems that his thought is finding a motive to not lose. That is actually pretty cool. Consequently, he understands that in this world there are battles in which one simply must not lose. He does not hate pain. He does not detest despair. To begin with, those are things that exist within the world to shackle us. Unshackle me! Future, hope, wish, they are all but a temporary consolation for the mind. One cannot survive if one does not continue fighting. Fight his muscle calls out. Howl his diaphragm trembles. Even if your sword, your title hold breaks, even if your knees are broken. Fight, 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 fight. Dude, seriously, I'm getting fucking pumped up reading about this. If it's for the sake of his conviction, he would even without hesitation kill his master. Due to that, he's known as one of the worst servants one could ever summon. That's mean. But likewise, if the monster that he ought to rebel against is simply someone who learns from being weak and challenging other servants as the weak, the Spartacus would gladly fight for their sake. That being said, his trait of choosing the most difficult path as his course of action means it would still be troublesome. Yeah. Well, they describe it like that. Spartacus' role was most possible the game changer amongst the three. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all, actually. It would influence series of changes in treatment towards the Roman slaves, and it struck fear in the Romans more than any of the other revolts preceding it. Especially since Spartacus approached Rome with his rebel army, something no other army in the known world, other than possible Hannibal, had managed to do so far. That is actually really, really, really interesting. And seriously, reading this history about him, it really has fucking pumped me up. And it's a shame when you think about it that they makes him to such a mean character. I don't mind making characters mean and stuff like that, but when they're mostly just memes, it's kind of sad, actually. You know, I would like to see a little bit more of the serious stuff. Then again, I do love the fact that he's going like, I choosing the most difficult path, like climbing up to the flying garden, because that's what we do. Connection with other servant, every king type. Oh, oppressor! Comment from Illustrator. It's kind of hard to modify such a cheerful character for the Ascension. But do all of you realize his rotund eyes peeking from the dark hole on a mask on his last Ascension? Yeah? You like Marvin the Martian or whatever? Also, all of his different expressions are based on his smiley face. It's really hard on me. Or so I thought, but the accent is enormously smooth. Also, I'm proud of how sexy his hip is in the initial stage. You need to check it out. Yeah, I need to check out his hippo in his first Ascension. That's a good hip. Good childbearing hips. Oh god. But Spartacus, I mean, he's kind of a meme, definitely. Many times, sadly. But reading more about... He's one of these characters that I always knew about, but being like, it's okay, he exists there. But reading about him like this, it makes me like, damn, fuck me, I'm getting fucking hyped reading this guy. And Potato, I love Sparty. I want him as his very sexy body pillow with a gigantic dick. I knew you wanted that, Potato. That is why I wonder if we would ever see something like Saber Spartacus. Yes! Didn't I said that right? Because I want to see that as well. Well, at least another Spartacus with his strategic mind intact, or if that's too delusional. No, I don't think that is. I love him as Cirque, though. He's one of the things I love the most part in the start of Apo. Also, I got at the start of the Prophet thing, I was troubled translator. But this historical depiction does him quite some justice. Yeah, seriously, when I'm reading that his historical depiction, it got me really pumped up, like, goddamn. Which people respecting his legend and history a bit more than the memes, other than, oh, is that dude that made Rebellion? Cool. Then again, he is pretty respect and love for one stuff, so I can't really complain much, I guess. What is your opinion on it? Sorry for long text. Don't worry about long text, Potato. And as said, I think he deserved to be more serious rather than, as said, memes. Because that is what he pretty much is. Though, considering being a 1-star and all that, I think he deserved to be higher. Well, at least I would love to see a Saber Spartacus. Imagine that. That could be so fucking badass. Same with Lubu, Lubu other forms. And, yeah, I would love that. And definitely Spartacus respect rise with me. I mean, I knew, of course, about his rebellion and all of that. That much I do know about Spartacus and all that. But still, when reading about it like this, it's really just hyping me up a bit there. So, and seriously, I really wish for both Lubu and Spartacus to get other forms. I really hope we get that in the future. But yes, that is for me now, of me and FGO Thirstday. I'll be back next week again. And thanks, Potato, for helping me out with this. Really appreciate it. So thank you for watching. See you later on. And have a continued super great day.